Hi, I'm going to give a brief video on Suzuki Violin Book 1, May Song. I'm going to play through it once and then we can talk about some of the things you can work on it. Okay, so the most important thing in this song is you're starting to use a dotted quarter note rhythm. Okay, so a dotted quarter note is worth 1.5 beats. The reason that is because a dot adds half of the original value of the note. So if our original note is a quarter note, it's generally worth 1 beat. Half of that would be a half a beat. So 1 plus a half equals 1.5. Alright, so that's how it works. It's also important to note the note next to it is a little eighth note, okay? So that kind of completes the beat there. You have 1.5 and the dotted quarter note, and then you have that half a beat and the eighth note, and then you can move on to the next beats. So one way to count this would be using our tas and tt. You can think of it this way. Ta, ti, ta, 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 ti, ti, ta. Okay, and of course 2 beats for the half note there. Okay, so that's one way to think of it. It's a little more technical. The other way you can think of it, which is kind of a shortcut that we use, is we think of actually saying the words 1.5. So like this, 1.5 and 1, or something like 1.5 and ta, ta. Okay, something like that. If you just say 1.5 in rhythm, it can kind of help. Alright, so as you're learning this, I would try just doing the rhythm on open A string, just so you can really get that 1.5 and ta, ta in your head. Alright, longer note with a dot, shorter note for the eighth note. So let's try it once, all just on the A string. We'll do the whole first line, because you'll see that dotted quarter note comes back again in the third measure. The idea. The next thing you would do obviously is add the notes or add your fingers, and there's going to be some string crossings. So let's try it a little bit slower with the fingers this time. Okay, so the next line is cool because it sounds a lot like Twinkle Twinkle, so it should be kind of easy for you. There's just one little difference in it. See if you can spot it. That's right, so they added just a little E eighth note in that second measure of that line. Alright, shouldn't be too complicated, though there are 2 ways you can play it. Okay, you can play it with the open string, and in that case you just want to practice having a really nice clean string crossing. It's also a good time, if you're going to do that, to try to keep your second finger down and see if you can play your E string without your second finger touching it at all, right? So in order to do that, you have to have a nice square tabletop for your finger. Okay? If you would prefer, you can practice using your 4th finger. I know everyone always prefers 4th finger. No, but you could try anyway, okay? It's a good time. You can play your 4th finger, compare it to your E string, see if it sounds the same. Good time to practice that. Okay? That line repeats 2 measures, okay? So not too hard. And then the last line is the same as the first line. So that's really handy. We call it a sandwich song, okay? Because you've got like part A, which is like the bread, and then part B, which is like the meat or whatever, and then part A again, the other slice of bread. Okay, so once you get the first 2 lines, you're set. I hope that answers any questions you might have. I'll play it through one more time, a little on the slower side in case you want to play with. If you don't, then you can stop the video now and have a great day.